Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another PyGame slash CXFreeze tutorial. In this video, what we're going to be talking about is how can we distribute our games. So we spent all this time, we built this awesome game, and we want to show it to our friends because they're going to be really jealous of our computer programming skills. But our friends don't have Python, and they don't have PyGame installed, and they don't have the images and all of that. So how might you actually share this game with other people? So to do that, what we want to do is we're going to use CXFreeze. I do actually have a series, or not a series, I've got one video on CXFreeze, but converting PyGame as well as a lot of non-really basic scripts kind of require a little more knowledge of CXFreeze. So for now, this is going to be using CXFreeze to convert your PyGame, but also later on I'll show you guys as well, like basic tkinter applications don't need it, but complex like tkinter applications need some help as well to convert. But anyways, this is PyGame. So if you don't already have CXFreeze, you're going to want to go here, cx-freeze.sourceforge.net. Conversely, you can just Google it. Then what we want to do is we'll just download directly from PyPy, unless of course you have pip installed, and you can just do pip install CXFreeze. But we'll head to Python package index here. And there are all kinds of downloads for you. I'm going to assume you guys are good little boys and girls, and you have Python 3.4 or the most recent version anyways. So either download, if we're on 3.4, maybe we're in the future and we're on 3.8. Find the one that corresponds. So if you're on a 64-bit Windows with 64-bit Python, this would be the one you would download right here. If you're on 32-bit Python, then you would download this one, and so on. There's also the source, which would be here, and all of that. So download, install CXFreeze. Basically, make sure you can get to the point where if you open up, let me just run idle real quick. Hopefully this is 32, but we'll see. I have both 34, 3.4 and 2.7 installed, but this is 3.4. So you should be able to import CX_F freeze. As long as you do that without any errors, you're ready to proceed with the video. So once you've got that, what we want to do is this is our PyGame. And then what we do is we go File, New File, and that gives us this file here. And I'm going to call this one setup.py. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and we're going to save this as setup, and hopefully it'll just give it the extension py. Yes, it did. So now we're ready to program our CXFreeze parameters, and then we'll call it and convert it. So the only thing that we need is import CX_FREEZE, import CXFreeze. And now we're going to specify the executables. So we're going to say executables. I have such a hard time. And that's going to equal, and this is going to be a list. And for now, we just putting one thing in this list, and that is going to be the executable, or the thing that we want to convert into an executable. So for me, that would be it's basically the name of the file, right? So my file name is PyGame Video 15. So that's what mine is going to be, but yours is whatever the title of your script is. So just keep that in mind. So we'll call this CX_freeze dot capital E executable parameters, and then in the parameters is the script. Again, mine is PyGame Video 15.py. Yours is whatever you named the script. So this is the script name that we want to convert into an executable. Next, that's basically it for that list. And then the next thing that we do is we're going to do the setup. So CX_freeze dot setup. And then in the parameters here, this one is going to be multiple lines. We've got the name. So what is the name that we want to call this? A bit racy. Comma. And then this is where we have to add in any sort of includes that we might have goes here. And this is where a lot of people are going to go wrong in PyGame and why a lot of your PyGame won't work. So we want to have options, and that's going to equal, and options will be the following. It's going to be a dictionary, The first value in our dictionary, whoops, is going to be, not capital B, lowercase build underscore exe. And the value, so that's the key, the value is some more fun stuff here. And we've got dictionaries in our dictionaries, packages, and that is going to be PyGame. And then after that, we have another one, and that's going to be included underscore files. And since I'm running out of space, I'm just going to do enter here. That should work. Yes. Included files. And our included files is going to be another list. And these are the files that we're going to include. And if we just go to our game here, I forget which, yeah, racecar.png. For my game, that's the only included file, but if you had some other included files, you would have to include them as well, like custom fonts, so, for example. So we'll come back over here, and it's just racecar.png. So my included file is just, there just happens to be one, and that is racecar.png. Now, we're done there. We add a comma here. And then you can add the description of your game if you want, but I'm not going to add a description, no point. And then we're going to say executables, and that equals, I don't want to type it again, so executables. And that's it. Close off the parentheses, and you should see a, oh, actually we already closed them off, so do not close off the parentheses. Anyway, at the end you should see, you know, this, and it highlights everything. That's our CX freeze script. So save that, and now we have to access this script. If you're not familiar, you can come to the folder that has it. So this is our setup.py right here. And if you want, if you're on Windows anyways, what you can do is you can go to the previous folder and then hold down your shift key, right click, and you can have it open in a command window to that spot. So here is where we are. Now, to run this script, you just run python setup.py and build. And that's going to build an executable. So we'll run that real quick, and CX, we called the CX underscore F, so that would be right here. So we have a small typo. So let me fix that. CX uppercase freeze. Come back here. Let's try that one more time. You are killing me. I did this again. Man. Okay, is there anywhere else we did it? No. Okay, let's try a third time for a charm. Error script. Build exe included files. The problem here is it's not included, it's include files. Wow. Okay, fourth time's a charm. Hopefully no errors here. Sometimes this just bugs out, so hopefully it's not going to bug out on me. No, not enough space. Okay, well, for whatever reason, at times I get this error, and it says error, and then it says not enough space. And for whatever reason, if you happen to know the cause of this error, I would be glad to hear it. Shoot, I guess I lost, let's see, go here, PyGame 500. I'm guessing it's not here. Yeah, there's nothing here. I mean, there's stuff here, but it's not going to run. So it says, you know, not enough space. The solution to this problem that I have found is a restart. So I guess I'll go ahead and restart. So I will see you guys in a moment. Hey guys, what's going on? Back from the dead, just kidding, back from a restart. Basically dead. And let's try this one more time. So let's right click here, open command window, and then once again we run python setup.py build, and before I hit enter, let me go ahead and delete the previous build. And we'll try that one last time. Hopefully we don't get this error again. That's relatively annoying. Hopefully none of y'all are getting the error either. This looks like it's going to be slightly more successful. And it looks like it was. So let's go ahead and go into build now. This is our build file, and here are all the lovely files. Now, I will just say a lot of people complain about the file size. So if I hold over my mouse here, trollolol, come on. Okay, fine, I'll go to properties. See how the size is 150 megabytes. Okay, so we go into the build and we see, okay, we've got SciPy, NumPy, some more SciPy and NumPy stuff going on here. What? Not quite sure why SciPy and NumPy are included. I don't think they're anything to do with PyGame. They're not a dependency of PyGame. So these can probably be removed, and that would make it a lot smaller. So first, we'll delete them in a moment. I've actually never tried to delete them because the only other real build I've ever used was for tkinter, and I was using both SciPy and NumPy. But anyway, the executable is right here, PyGame video 15. So let's try and run it. Oh, we got an error. Shucky darn. I can't see the error either in time. Okay, welcome back for another time. Sometimes I like to cut out errors, and sometimes I like to include errors for a couple of reasons. I think that it's useful to go over debugging, and as well as, especially when it comes to like a module like CX-Freeze, because there's a lot of things that go into CX-Freeze. For example, like when we do this here, we specify the packages. We're very explicit here. PyGame is really good at just like naturally knowing like what is used in your script because it goes through your imports. But things can get messed up really fast, and it's always good to be very explicit. Now, in this case, what I went ahead and did is I knew this was a problem, but I didn't think it would be a problem because we didn't specify a fancy font. We specified a typical font. But anyways, one of the things with PyGame is going to be when you reference fonts. So this is just a VLC media player of the error. I just recorded it and paused it so I could actually read the error. And the error here is basically this, file not found, basically. It's looking for this freesandsbold.ttf, and it's not finding it. Understandable problem. So let's go ahead and help ourselves fix this slight issue. There are a couple things that you might need to do here. If you're sharing this with somebody who also is on like the same operating system as you should be able to get away with sysfont. And if not, then the other alternative is you can specify the entire path to the font. So in our case, we're using freesandsbold.ttf, and it just happens to know where to find that file within PyGame, basically. But what about your fonts? So if you go to Computer, if you're on Windows, and go see Windows, oh man, I'm not sure I'm going to remember the direction to this. Okay, fonts, nice. Easy enough. You can see like all the fonts that are here, and so we can actually use these fonts instead. So we could come through and we could load the font of c:/windows/fonts Calibri, load that font, and then in our setup.py, wherever that is hiding, should be here. And here in our included files, we would include the font. Now, for simplicity though, let me just go ahead and we're going to change our font entirely. So instead of freesandsbold and pygame.font, all this, what I'm going to go ahead and do is highlight this and Control-C to copy it, Control-H, and we'll come over here, we'll paste that in. And now what I want to go ahead and do is replace that with the following: PyGame, oops, not all caps, PyGame dot font dot capital S Y S capital F O N T, so sysfont. And we might, I think we have freesandsbold, but I'm going to use the other font I prefer to use anyways, and that is Comic Sans MS. So we're just replacing this. So let's do a replace all and see if we can get away with this. You'll never get away with this. Let's save and run that. Did we ever actually close off those parentheses? Did we do that in the copy? We might have done that. Hold on, we'll probably have another one. I don't recall adding a closing there, jerks. Okay, so that's a more gamey text anyways. Go and we can play and all that. What font is dodged? So Control F for dodged. And well, that was actually our scoring functionality. So let's go up to that, wherever the heck that is. Things dodged. Render. It's actually using a sys font anyways. Let's go ahead and just throw in Comic Sans MS as well there. Let's save and run that one more time. This video is significantly longer than intended. The other thing, it looks like the button text as well. What's the font on that button text? Let's go back there. It's probably a sys font as well then. But let's check. No, it's a sys font. And why did not... I think it's because the other ones were tricky. Singular quotes instead of double quotes. So let me copy this, and we'll come over here, and we'll replace this with this. Let's save and run that one more time. Hopefully we will come to a conclusion eventually on this video. Okay, it looks like we're using all those. So now, let us try one more time to convert this game here. So let's go to the build file folder here, delete, and let's run the setup.py function one more time up. And I still have something I want to bring up about that. If you run this and it says Python is not a recognized command, oh god, not enough space. You gotta be kidding me! Oh man, if someone has an answer for that besides a restart, please let me know, because I'm getting tired of restarts. Anyway, if when you run this function it says Python and Python's like not recognized, write out the full path to Python. So C:/Python34/Python setup.py build. Okay. Anyway, I guess I'll do another friggin' restart. This video is way longer than it should have been. Hold on, I will be right back. Okay, what's up? Welcome to the 9 millionth part of this video. Let's go ahead and try this one more time. Setup.py build. Let's try that again. Hopefully we don't get that same error as before. Okay, so it built. Now, let's see if we get another error or if we can finally play our game. It looks like we're going to play our game this time, so thank goodness. Okay, so we hit go, and it looks like our game does indeed play. Awesome. So, 30 minutes later, here's how you convert your game to an executable. I think that was a pretty good representation, however, of how annoying CX Freeze can be to convert things. There are a lot of things that go into it. Now, that said, hopefully I don't get another error. I won't do a restart again if I do, but I do want to show you guys another option for installers, and that is Beatist. And not to be confused with Beat It, but anyway, we got Python setup.py, and then you can do setup.py and then bdist_msi. And what this is going to do is MSI is Microsoft installer, and it is going to install an installer, or not install, but build an installer for you. Looks like we're not going to run out this time of memory. If someone has the answer to that, please do let me know. Like, I'm not out of memory in any form or fashion, so I just don't know why that's doing that. But anyway, so what this does is it builds an installer, and then the user can decide where they want to install this package, basically. And so, obviously for PyGame, maybe not that important, but obviously for other installers, it's a useful thing. So this creates the distribution, and then another thing to point out is, since I'm on a 64-bit machine, this is going to produce a 64-bit installer. If you're on a 32-bit machine, it will create a 32-bit installer. As far as I know, you can't create a 32-bit installer if you're on a 64-bit machine, and obviously you can't do it on a 32 to 64. So anyway, I just want to point those out, but let's go ahead and go to our build. I think our distribution would be under here. Nope. Okay. Did I miss our distribution? Okay, here's the distribution file. So this is the distribution. It's a little bit condensed, so 54 megabytes now. And then when they click it, they can choose where, it's like it's an installer, and so they can install it wherever they please. Now, the only other thing I want to do, I've never actually tried, and I figured, why don't we try it? Is to delete SciPy and NumPy packages. I'm not sure they're necessary, but they're here, so I can't help but feel like they must be necessary in some form or fashion. So we'll delete them and see what happens. Looks like our game still plays. And it still plays. Fabulous. So now our build is 37 megabytes as opposed to the 140 megabytes it was earlier. So keep that in mind. You can delete those if you want to, and then you can just distribute this 64-bit exe. Okay, so one of the longest videos probably I've made. So hopefully everyone made it through. Hopefully you had less problems than I had, but if you did have problems, hopefully I was able to help you guys. So with that, I'm going to conclude the video. As always, well, also if you got questions or comments, I understand this is really can be a challenge. Maybe you guys have different problems. I don't know. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. But otherwise, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support and subscriptions. And until next time.